Hey guys, and welcome to episode 40 of All the Mods 10, where today, as promised, singularities. I have been gone for a couple days now. And a couple is a lie, I've been gone for almost a week. And I don't exactly remember what I was up to last, so I have had to take a quick look at my previous video, and I'm picking up where I left off pretty much. I'm in the process of adding the cryofluid recipe to this last vacuum freezer here, hold on, just so I can have this guy produce cryofluid to produce, what was it? What needs cryofluid? Was it this stuff? Was it the singularity? No. What needs cryofluid now? Come on. Oh yeah, it was the cooling cells. And with cryofluid recipes now in place, I should just be able to do this and have a cooling cell recipe. And if memory serves me right, that's it. It is built in an assembler. Yeah, and I fortunately happen to have an assembler. What's this called now? Processing array? Which one is this now? Is it this one? No, it's this one, isn't it? It's the one I'm going to check last. This guy. Yes. Perfect. That's the cooling cell done. What about the qubits? The qubits are carbon plate, which I do not have, and superconductor wire. Superconductor wire comes from superconducting plate, which comes from superconducting ingots, which come from heat exchangers or vacuum freezers. I think it's about time I actually build a heat exchanger too. So superconducting hot ingot comes from the dust, and the dust comes from mixing all of these things together. Things that I already have. Excellent. Just gonna put down a temporary macerator over here again. Tell this to auto output, and this one's gonna be processing crushed annealed copper. Okay, we're making some progress. So I have all of these set up now. That setup. The hot ingot comes from the EBF, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to add more EBFs over here, and then another vacuum freezer. I think it's time I make a heat exchanger in all fairness. So a heat exchanger will go somewhere there. Or maybe it goes there. That place is looking a little bit empty. We'll see what happens. I've chosen to go with the blast furnaces first, so here goes nothing. And I have gone with 3 EBFs. All of the outputs for the EBFs go on the blue subnet and end up in this interface here, and this interface also puts stuff out into export buses that will keep the stuff in stock. Now, I'm trying to decide between having the export buses triggered by the redstone or the EBFs themselves triggered by redstone. And I think I'm going to trigger the export buses with redstone actually. Export bus go here, there, and then I will need a level emitter coming in from the top. That's why there's 2 lines from the interface right there. Cool, I should now be able to hook this up into this dense cable right here, I guess. Just gonna drag this out to here. Yeah, that makes sense. Just so for this EBF, I would like it to export superconductor dust, and the superconductor dust is made in one of those mixers right there. So if that dust is on a pattern request, I would want this to be on a pattern request as well. So this needs a crafting cart. And hey, we already have superconductor dust coming in by the handful actually. Cool. All of this will be turning into hot ingots. So yeah, there's a bunch of annealed copper hot ingots, and I bet this stuff is probably just pooling up in here or ending up in the interface. We don't know yet. It's probably not even done a single craft yet because of how long this takes, which is why I'm going to be soul surging these as well. However, given my dependency on just a couple vacuum freezers over there, I think it's about time I actually invest in this damn heat exchanger right about now. So just going to request all these crafts, and now we wait. I could put this guy over there, but it's unlikely that I need more space, so I'm sort of debating putting this, I don't know, back here maybe? Like if I can even fit down here. Of course I fall. I was thinking I could put it somewhere. Come on. I promise I got this. There we go. Like that. And then, give it one of these treatments and just do it that way. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. Isn't this a goofy little block? The item inputs can only go in the front there. And then the energy inputs can go anywhere along the band here. Cool, cool. And then the input hatches can only go over there. What about the output hatches? Those can only go in the back left and the front right and the back left. As opposed to this stuff. What? That's so weird. Okay, I should be able to manage this though. This will be the outputs for all fluids. So that goes there, right? Oh, will I need multiple fluid output hatches because there's cryofluid and the cryofluid turns into argon and helium, I believe. Let's see. Because I don't plan on using any of these recipes for the heat exchanger. I just need this stuff where it takes a hot ingot and it turns into a normal ingot. So argon and helium, which is 2 fluids, so 2 fluid output hatches. That sort of makes sense. Like that, and that'll probably go into an interface because all of these materials will end up being recycled. I think the fluid input can go right here and attach directly to the system as well, because I should be able to hook it up with a cryofluid crafting card, now that I have cryofluid as a crafting recipe, with an export bus. Okay, and then there's the input hatch, and that just leaves me with one spot over here where the input hatch has to go, so of course I fall. Let's just look there and do that. That checks out, right? That's going to be the input hatch, and that's going to accept all hot ingots. The energy hatch, I can sort of put that anywhere. Just put it here. And before someone comes at me in the comments, I'm well aware that Flux Networks is now a part of this mod pack, but I'm sticking with gates for now. I don't know why. I have no reason to. It's just that I've built with gates for so long and they're a little bit more conspicuous, I guess. They don't stick out as much, even though I'm hiding them everywhere. But suppose if I was to put a flux, or whatever the endpoint is called, over here, it would be occupying like that sort of space. This stuff doesn't. Pretty cool. I guess what I'm getting at is it's less obtrusive. So yeah, that's why I'm sticking with it. This will also get the soul surging treatment. So yeah, let's see what happens. Cryofluid. Check. Next up, the tag export bus, for which I need to know the tags, and that is just can it just be asterisk underscore hot ingot? Can I copy that somehow? I wonder if this will just work if I just go hot underscore ingot. If I can just skip out having to type out all of that stuff. Is that gonna do the thing? Am I losing hot ingot somehow? Doesn't seem like I am. The atom input hatch is still full. Anything in the outputs? Nothing in the outputs either. Interesting. Is it active? No, it's not. How interesting. That's clearly not working, so I'm just gonna get a regular roll extended bus and have it filter all of the ingots that I want to put in. So, for example, I would like the hot ingots to go in here, and so they're going in there now. Why is this crying now? Why isn't this working? This should just work. That's what it said. Or does it need an upgrade? 60 seconds at 128 EU, and then in a heat exchanger with cryofluid and yeah, this should just work. Or is it missing an output hatch? That might be it. Item output hatch. Let's see. I thought that could go there. It cannot. It can only go here. No problem. Let's see. Hey, here we go. And one tiny little subnet later, my superconductors should be regular ingots instead of super hot ingots. My cryofluid should be constantly topped up by this export bus right here, although the crafting of it is rather slow. What I will do is add more hot ingots here, so I should be able to go say something like hot underscore ingot. That definitely didn't work. But yeah, any alt copper I know for a fact is a slow recipe, and I might as well put in all of the others. Set it to round robin, of course. And just have this guy manage everything, because it is pretty fast. That's for certain. There we go. Look at it run. Aha! And now it's even faster. Cool. I feel like that is a little bit unnecessary, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. This single machine has now replaced... Ooh, the lag as I'm looking at those armor stands is getting a little unbearable, actually. I might try and do something about that. Maybe I move it to a compact dimension or something like that. I don't know. I'm talking about those vacuum freezers there. All of those are now replaced by just this one guy, except the one doing helium. And speaking of helium... Wait, before I go on the helium rabbit hole, I want to make superconductor wire, for which I need plate. So let's just do this first. Encode the plate pattern, and then the wire pattern. And fortunately for me, I should be able to times this by 64 and just toss them in here. And now, with a little bit more effort, I should just be able to encode this recipe. I'm missing tritium to make qubits. That's a little bit sad, but let's just toss this into the assemblers just because I can. Now, how do I make tritium? Tritium comes from... Ooh, I'm gonna have to run a fusion reactor. I really don't want to do that. I can separate hydrogen into its constituents. 1,000 gives me 20. I don't like those odds, honestly. That's a lot of material too. How else am I supposed to get tritium? Oh, that's 1 millibucket for 1,000 hydrogen. That's a terrible deal. That's a 1-to-1 conversion in a nuclear reactor, though. That doesn't seem like that bad a deal. How do I make one of these? Cadmium control rods? I should be able to do this. Should I make a nuclear reactor? I don't see why not. That's the path forward, surely. And it seems that the nuclear alloy plate comes from an implosion compressor. So implosion compressor is the true next step. And that doesn't seem like that bad at all. Once again, I should just be able to pop a recipe into one of these assemblers and be done with it. Gone. Let's just request one of these. It should just do the things it needs to do, and I think I'll have to baby the system ever so slightly to find out what's doing what. That should be done in a literal second. Yeah, and now it's doing the mixed plasma of ingots. Okay, not too shabby. I think I'm gonna move on and get me one of the other multi-blocks I was trying to get. Which was... Here it is, the implosion compressor. What do you look like? Another 4 tall block? Can it fit in there? It'll look ugly as all hell in all fairness, but it can. I don't want it to. That's a whole different story. Can I put it standalone in this corner? Also gonna look more in this. Where did I put you? Why does it look so terrible? Why does it make my brightness go up every time I do that? You see that? Yeah, that's not just a me thing. Why does it do that? Anyways, I think I'm just gonna toss it right there and be done with it. On first glance, it would seem as if I have miscounted. However, I promise that was intentional. Because I need these recipes, right? Like, there's gonna be hatches is what I'm trying to get at. So I'll need at least one decently sized hatch. That's a terrible recipe for another star, what the hell? Anyways, this is what I'll need. So I'll need one hatch with like at least a couple items and one output. So 2 leftover spots. Well, I've been caught out in a lie here. I only put these at the bottom. Alright, cool, no problem. I could just do that. That takes 4 inputs and it'll produce an output. So 1 output maybe? Or is there more than 1 output ever? Nope, just 1 output. So a regular old output hatch. Bronze item output. Also at the bottom. Nothing at the top. Interesting. Either way, there you go. And I've just realized for funsies, I can make this output, or actually force output into this interface, which I can connect up. And this can be the same interface responsible for soul surging. So if I just right click this here, and of course it has to be connected to the network for that to work, but just do one of these, and then as long as there's cables in the back, they should all just come online. So hook this up to that. That should have its souls coming in. There it is. And now even my implosion compressor is soul surged. Now that's outstandingly ooh. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop looking that way in my videos if you see me avoiding this sort of angle. So much better already. I'm gonna soul search this even though it's unnecessary because all of these take like half a second. It's gonna be even faster now. Anyways, this is my next recipe to make the singularities. 64 nukes and 1 ultra dense ball. Nukes come from the assembler and that needs plutonium. Oh boy. So let's come back to the nuclear reactor. Let's circle back. You guys saw nothing, don't even worry about it. It was here the entire time. What do I need? Cadmium rods is the only thing I'm missing, along with alloy plates. So, a little bit of recipe encoding. Nuclear large alloy plate comes from 4 of the alloy plates combined together. That's a crafting recipe. For the alloy plate, in an implosion compressor. That's cool. Wait, that's not... Oh, that's a nuclear mixed plate. Okay, that's a brand new recipe then. That happens in the new guy, the implosion compressor. Let's put a pattern provider here, shall we? An extended one, you know, because just in case I need it. I probably won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. And that should already be online thanks to everything back here. Yeah, so didn't even need that. Cool. Put that in there. Okay, that's a crafting recipe. Let's continue. Here. What are you made of? That is these 3 plates. That's a cadmium plate. A beryllium plate I do not know of. That's made in a packer, I believe. Let's see. A packer. I just have 1 packer so far, so... You know, I can put it in the wall of ancillary machines. Yeah, that's what this is now. This is not my bulk production anymore. Packer, overdrive module with the power thing over here. It's powered on. Alright, cool. Next step. Which happens to be the beryllium plate or the cadmium plate. Let's do the cadmium plates first, because I know I have cadmium ingots just in storage from processing. At least I should. I have dust. Can that be smelted into ingots, perchance? How do you get... Yeah, it's just smelting. Okay. You know, even after all of this, rather surprisingly, I haven't managed to fill up just this one unobtainium furnace extended provider, so that's pretty neat. I've almost filled up that entire thing, though, which is interesting. And since I can, I would like to process cadmium plates by the stack. And I think that one is the plate one. It is indeed. Cool. Cadmium plates are now in. What am I missing here? That's the regular old crafting recipe for the big guy. And I was at the stage where I gotta get the recipe for this. Hold on. This. And then beryllium plate, which is from a beryllium ingot. That sort of makes sense. Another plate recipe. And beryllium ingots come from the compressor. Alright, cool. From the implosion compressor. So 2 recipes in here already. Coolio. What do I need next? A stainless steel ingot. I do have stainless steel on demand, or I think it's passive, I mean. And what else was there? There was tiny beryllium dust, and that just comes from the regular old beryllium dust. That's all crafting recipes. The crafting recipes that I will now be putting in way down here. While I'm at it, actually, I might as well just encode the recipe for the cadmium control rod. That's taking helium soldering alloy, which I just made, as well as cadmium rods and blastproof alloy curved plate. Now, the curved plate is a plate recipe, and I already have the bending machine automated, so that's pretty neat. I can just do one of these and then modify this to have more. And then the cadmium rods is just another... Cadmium rod should just be a regular old cutting recipe, so that's even cooler. The bent thing goes into there, and the rod goes into rods. If I just search for rod, it should show up, I think. Yeah, the 64X cutting machine. Just put it there. That's good enough. And then that is an assembler pattern. Yes. So that would go in the assembler, the 64X assembler. There we go. Cool. And I do believe that means that I should now be able to request everything over here. Except for industrial TNT. I thought that was regular TNT. What's different about you? Sand, flint, toluene, and nitrogen. In a mixer. Okay. I don't want to put it in one of these bad boys, because I can just use one of these. I should just be able to make a recipe. Let's just do that. Which is a problem that should now be fixed. I should now just be able to click that. And request all of these. This guy's doing its thing, but I bet it can do it with a little bit of motivation. Just max it out. Cool. What are we waiting on next? A little bit of crushing. That stuff should be pretty much instantaneous. What else? These are crafted on demand, so nothing much at all, really. just these battery alloy ingots, which are being processed, I believe, in that furnace there. It's already done. Cool. That goes in the middle. Both of these would go on either side, and then the control rods. Wonder what these are waiting for. Oh, just this. Here we go. One nuclear reactor. 6.5... What? 3.6 Röntgen. What do you look like? Oh, you're big in, aren't you? What even are you made of? Oh, it's nuclear alloy pipes? Oh, that's a little bit unexpected, honestly. I expected it to be a little bit easier. Don't ask me why. But anyways, we continue on the grind. 207 pipe machine casings. Go to the thing. And then was it 207 of the other ones? 277 alloy casings. So, middle click that guy, 277. Ooh. I'm finally running out of stainless steel. Not by a lot though. That's not that bad. Can I make a smaller one instead? What if I say cancel? And also cancel this craft, because that's a massive craft. Yeah, let's just say cancel that. Right? Let's make the smaller one. 2777. That's more my speed, actually. Now think about it. Don't need it to be 10 times as big. If I can just get it done with the little guy. Alright, this took a hot minute, but it's done now. And I don't know how to use this. Let's see what its uses are. What? Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. I don't know what I'm looking at, guys. I don't know if it's obvious. But you know what? I'll take out one of... It's a neutron absorption. So if I change the nuclear fuel temperature, absorption, fast neutron, or thermal neutron. Why not both? Let's say both, right? And then it did say that it takes one of those, and then it turns into one of these, and the depleted one turns into plutonium tiny dust. And I need plutonium. So, yeah, I think I figured it out. So I need an input hatch and an output hatch and all of that jazz, and I think I'm just going to use channels from way back there and just wireless it on down because I have spare channels. Hatch in place. Nobody told me I needed to make one of them highly advanced item hatches to make a nuclear item hatch beforehand, so I also presumed I needed two of them. But either way, for now, I think I'm ready to put in one of these fuel rods and see what happens. All I really need is the uranium rod, which is just another cutting machine recipe, I think. Hold on. Right here. And I have a processing array for cutting machines. And then the uranium rods themselves end up in a assembler, which is right there. Now I could just go through my doohickey thingamabob, but I preferred to do it the old-fashioned way, which is actually run around in the wiring and make a mess of things. But now I should be able to just request one of them. I'm missing uranium ingots. That's because all of my uranium is going into making that fissile fuel. Now, alternatively, I could just request less fissile fuel by doing this. Taking out a bunch of these upgrades so it crafts less at a time. That's an option. And honestly, I kind of don't mind this big reactor turning off, because realistically, most of my power is coming from an extremely reliable source. And already I'm building a surplus of uranium. Cool. I should then, now, finally, oh, that's the wrong thing. Gotta hold down shift because this, yeah, one of them. For now. I want to see what this is about. Let's go experiment at the nuclear farm. Whatever this is. And I wonder if this is safe to break once it's running. I guess I'll find out later. You know, for having a uranium fuel rod in my hand, I'm suspiciously in healthy condition. But this is now doing its thing. And the temperature hasn't particularly gone up. Let's see. So does that mean I just gotta speed this bad boy up? Ooh, it's flashing. What happens if I do this? It's just going down much faster. Okay. It's not what I'm looking for, but I mean, can I not speed this up? That's extremely disappointing if I need to keep doing this to get uranium or plutonium, sorry. There has to be a plutonium B. There's no way. Oh. Oh, there isn't. Well, I don't feel like waiting so much. Oh, but there is this recipe that takes plutonium ingots and turns them into plutonium dust. And plutonium is honestly not that hard to get by. You just need to reprocess cyanide, and cyanide has a seed. Does plutonium have a seed? It does not. And it's just water and energy. I think I'm gonna do this for plutonium. This was a worthy sidetrack though. Well, let's go mess with some more nuclear stuff then. And it does seem that the cyanide seeds require cyanide blocks, which means I have to get into just a little bit of extreme reactors. And you know what? I'm gonna save that topic for next video. I know, I'm ending off this video without the singularity. I'm sorry, I just haven't had the most of time to record. So, in the spirit of not delaying episodes too much, I'm just gonna give you what I have so far. And in the part 2 of episode 40, which I'm gonna call episode 41 because I can, you'll see me make more progress and move ever closer to the singularity. All that's really left for this guy is the plutonium. In any case, guys, I think that's enough. This has been KSAW and all the mods 10, and I'll see you in the next one with hopefully a shorter delay. Peace out, everybody.